guys! Happy Saturday. Finished the book because it was just so good. And I had to return it by July 31st, so I finished it early. I have to show you the digital because this is a interlibrary loan. Alright, so it's called Howls from Hell. It's a bunch of short stories by different authors, and the reason why I picked it because Grady Hendrix did the foreword, even though he didn't do a short story in it. So let me show you the cover. That's the cover. Really cool cover. A horror anthology. After weighing, and what I did, I rated each story, and after I took the average, it's a 3.5. It was a really good book. I enjoyed it so much. So if you don't know, when I do short story reviews, I go through each story very quickly, explain what it's about, why I liked it or why I didn't. So let's start. I need to tape it up so I won't forget. Okay. First one. A Casual Encounter by Quinn Fern. Definitely strange and creepy. It was a quick short story. Definitely a monster I never heard of before. But it was a great story. I don't even know how to explain the monster, but it was just really weird. That's all I have to say about that. I don't want to give anything away. The Pigeon Lied by J.W. Donnelly. Definitely gory, but it was a fun story. So the synopsis of that is: a hoodlum tries to kill a demon based on the promise of a hat by a pigeon. Yes, I did say that. And things don't go as planned. So it was interesting and funny and good. It had a little humor to it. Manufactured God by P.L. Mcmillan. This is sci-fi horror at its best. A team of people from space head to a destroyed Earth to ancient Egypt to find artifacts. What they find is definitely not an artifact, nor is it safe. Gory and interesting. I can still picture that giant monster in my head. Excellent story. So, yeah. I don't want to say what the monster is, but whew, creepy. Would not watch a movie based on that, about the story. Definitely not with all that gore. Red Punch Buggy by Bob Jenkins. This was a super, super strange story. A guy rear ends a red VW bug, and the driver yells at him to leave him alone. However, the car seems to be following, and things get really weird. It's just a really strange story, and how it ended was just weird. So, good, but weird. All right, scrolling down. She's Taken Away by Shane Hawk. Creepy AF. I don't want to curse. So it's a conversation between this girl and her shrink about her mentally unstable twin sister. What an amazing twist at the end. So good. So not really horror per se. Thriller. Suspended in Light by Alex Wolfgang. A very strange story about a woman who gets these old movie reels and watches them. The guy in the film sees her. From then on, weird things start happening to her. Strange ending, but good. Yeah, it's creepy. So, like, this guy sees her, like she's watching films, and he actually looks at her, and then weird things start happening to her that are just strange. Gooseberry Bramble. I still love the name of that. By Solomon Force. It was a good story. It was about a strange gooseberry bramble bush that makes kids disappear. Kind of an urban legend story. Reminded me a lot of Stephen King. Clement and Sons by Joe Ratkins. A creepy story about a woman who moves in the house and the clock seems different and spooky. What an ending. Shivers. Yeah. The clock. It's different than Stranger Things clock. That's all I have to say. Okay. Possess and Serve by Christopher O'Haran. This was the best story in the book. It wasn't even horror. It was sci-fi. Loved it. So, this is a story that takes place in the future where shows cops takes position of willing people to help stop crimes. So they call in these cops, and the cops go in their body and take over their body to stop crimes. Our lead character sees something very wrong in one of the situations she's in, which is another cop raping a woman, and it all just spirals down from there. And the ending was totally, I did not guess the ending. So, excellent. Probably the longest story in the book too. Really, really great. All right. I'm probably gonna say this wrong. Duplicitous Swings by Amanda Nevada Demo. There's a great story about a woman who does magic and wants to get revenge on her brother. She conjures a winged woman to do it, but things go very, very wrong very quickly. Wow. Just, yeah, bad. It Gets in Your Eyes by Joseph Andre Thomas. So these I just read today, the last of these. So it was a gross story, but it was good. A woman comes back from a cruise and tells her boyfriend / spouse, they don't really say, that there's something in her eye and she can't get it out. It gets worse and worse. The ending is bloody and terrific. Wow. Like, anyway. Red and the Beast by Thea Maeve. It's a twisted fairy tale, and you know I love those. So it's about Red Riding Hood and Beauty, where they actually meet. So, but it's a lot more bloodier. After the Beast kills Red's grandmother, Red is out for revenge and enlists Beauty, whose father's kidnapped by the Beast, obviously, to find him. Just great twist. Oh man, I loved it, and I did guess some of it too. The Intruder by Jason Fall. This was probably my least favorite story of the whole book. The story was too all over the place. It was too convoluted for me. So basically the story, I guess, is about a guy driving home and finding an entity in his apartment. It wasn't that great. I was not impressed with it. Sorry. It did not do anything for me, basically. Sprout by M. David Clarkson. So this was an interesting story. So a guy goes to this party and sees a strange woman dancing by a bonfire, and just weird things starts happening to him. And basically a seed is planted, that's all I'm gonna say. Very detailed what happens to him, and the ending was creepy yet satisfying. Okay. Junco Creek by S.E. Denton. Wow. Such a great story. About a mother and son going to a cabin to mend a relationship because she's separating from her husband. Things get weird while they are staying in the woods. Ending is left wide open. But it's just crazy what happens. Like, what? I need to know what happens to her. Like, okay. I can't say anything because I'll give it away. The last story, A Fistful of Murder by Lindsey Ragsdale. Funny story. Well, not really funny, but it's funny at the end. That's why I gave it a little extra half star on this. So it's a story about this $10 bill this guy gets from a cashier, and it has the red word kill on it. So, and what happens when he sees it? I'm not gonna say what happens. It's just different. It's different. And like I said, the ending was hilarious. I just couldn't stop laughing. So, all in all, it was a great read. I absolutely love this book. And like I said, I'm a fan of horror. Yes, there was gore in it, but it didn't bother me. So once again, I'll show you the cover. It's Howls from Hell, a horror anthology by various, and the foreword is by Grady Hendrix. Right, and I gave it 3.5 stars. Right, so that is it for me today, guys. I know that was a long review. I warned you. All right, have a great rest of your weekend, and who knows, maybe I'll see you tomorrow. If not, I'll see you soon. Happy reading. Bye.